Hi, I'm Richard from the Grammar Goat English Academy. Welcome to my English language quiz. Are you ready to test your English language skills? Let's begin. My English language quiz has 6 rounds. Round 1, grammar. Round 2, vocabulary. Round 3, key words. Round 4, spelling. Round 5, pronunciation, and round 6 is the mystery round. Make sure you watch until the end of the quiz to discover what this week's mystery round is. Each round has 5 questions. That's a maximum of 5 points per round. That means that the maximum total score is 30 points. Make sure you write down your scores from each round because I want you to tell me your final score at the end of the quiz. Remember, if you learn something from my quiz, don't forget to like the video and of course subscribe to my channel, the Grammar Goat English Academy. Are you ready? Okay, let's begin with round number 1. Which is a test of your grammar skills. Here we go. You'll have 2 seconds to answer each question. Question number 1. If I more time, I would read more. If I had more time, I would read more. This is an example of a second conditional sentence to talk about something in the present which is unlikely. Okay, number 2. If we could go anywhere, we would Mexico. Here's the answer for you to check. If we could go anywhere, we would visit Mexico. Remember, after modal verbs such as will, could, can, would, use an infinitive verb, but a bare infinitive. That means verb 1 without 2. Number 3, if it hadn't rained this morning, I wouldn't brought my umbrella. If it hadn't rained this morning, I wouldn't have brought my umbrella. This is an example of a third conditional sentence to talk about something hypothetical, unreal, in past time. Note would or wouldn't plus have plus the past participle. Number 4. Where would you live if you rich? Where would you live if you were rich? This is another example of the second conditional to talk about something unlikely in the present or the future. Note, if you were. And number 5, had we left earlier, we would missed the birthday cake. Had we left earlier, we would have missed the birthday cake. Another example of the third conditional to talk about unreal, hypothetical, past time. Had we, if we had. Okay, how did you do in the grammar round? How many points did you score? Make sure you note down your scores from each round so you can tell me your total score at the end of the quiz. It's time for round number 2, the vocabulary round. This is very simple. Look at the pictures and say what you see. I've recently returned from America. I was in New York and I noticed lots of very interesting differences in vocabulary between British English, my English, and American English. So this week's vocabulary round is all about British English versus American English. Look at the pictures. What is the British English word for chips? The answer is crisps. Number 2, what's the British English word for pants? The answer is trousers. Number 3, what's the American English word for a note? The answer is a bill. Number 4, car vocabulary. In British English, we say the bonnet. In American English, the answer is the hood. And the last one, a difficult one. In American English, it's a fanny pack. What is it in British English? It's a bum bag. How did you do in the vocabulary round? How many points did you score? Okay, it's time to move on now to an amazing test of your grammar skills and your vocabulary skills. This is the key words round. If you've taken any English language exams, you'll know the key words task. It's sometimes called keyword transformations. Look at the sentence at the top and use the key word, shown in green, to rewrite the sentence at the bottom. Keep the same meaning and only use 3 to 4 words. May we borrow your ladder for half an hour? The key word is mind. Fill the space with mind, but add your grammar and more vocabulary. This is an example, so let's check. Would you mind lending us your ladder? Or would you mind if we borrowed your ladder for half an hour? As I said, this was your example. Are you ready? Here is question number 1, and I'll give you 3 seconds, so you must think quickly. Number 1, I'm not scared. In fact, he was terrified. The key word is be. Here's the answer. Check. He pretended not to be scared. Number 2, the Royal is better than this hotel. The key word is good. Check. This hotel isn't as good as the Royal. Number 3 now. You were very generous, giving us all of that money. The key word is of. Check. It was very generous of you to give us all of that money. Number 4. Tim got the job even though he didn't have much experience in banking. Note, you can add an extra word here, so between 3 and 5 words. And the key word is spite. The answer is in spite of a lack, or in spite of his lack. Number 5. Lisa cried her eyes out when she was told she had failed her driving test. Use 3 to 5 words. The key word is broke. The answer is Lisa broke down as, or Lisa broke down in tears as. Okay, that's the end of the key words round, a tricky one this week. How did you do? Remember, if you've learned something from my quiz, like the video and subscribe to my channel, The Grammar Goat English Academy, the spelling round. And this week's topic for the spelling words is clothes. Here we go then. Number 1, spell anorak. Anorak. Here's the answer. Check. Anorak. 2, spell balaclava. Balaclava. Check. Balaclava. Number 3, spell bracelet. Bracelet. Ready? Check. Bracelet. Number 4, spell gilet. Gilet. Ready? Check. Gilet. And the last one, number 5, spell turtleneck. Turtleneck. Check. Turtleneck. How did you do in the spelling round? It's time to move on to round number 5, pronunciation. How do you say this word? Library. Library. The stress is on the first syllable. Library. Number 2, how do you say this word? Restaurant. Restaurant. 2 syllables. The stress is on the first one. Restaurant. 3, post office. Post office. The first word is stressed. Post office. Next. Supermarket. Supermarket. The first syllable is stressed. Supermarket. Ready for the last one? Number 5. Factory. Factory. 2 syllables. The first syllable is stressed. Factory. All right, that's the end of the pronunciation round. How was it? Tricky? Too easy? Or just right? Okay, the last round now, round number 6, the mystery round. This week, it's a test of your past participles. Verb 3. Have a look at the infinitive verb, verb 1. What is the past participle? Verb 3. Number 1. Begin. The movie has already. The answer is begun. Number 2. Cost. The movie has already millions of dollars. Cost. Cost. The movie has already cost millions of dollars. Number 3. Keep. I have the secret for years. Keep. Kept. I have kept the secret for years. Number 4. Run. I have home from work. Run. Run. I have run home from work. And the last question of this week's quiz, question number 5. Wear. I have only this sweater twice. The answer, of course, is worn. I have only worn this sweater twice. Okay, that's the end of this week's quiz. How did you do? It's time to total up all of your scores from each round. Remember, the maximum score is 30 points. Please let me know in the comments your final score and also tell me your favourite round. Remember, if you've learned something from my quiz, like the video, subscribe to my channel, The Grammar Goat English Academy. You can also click on the little bell for notifications of my next videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next English lesson.